You know what kind of thing really makes me mad, really pisses me off? People that get mad at pilly ass shit. Hey everyone, Little Jedi here, and welcome to another one of my rants. This is gonna be probably one of those rants where I just talk about stuff that just really pisses me off. And there's other people that do rants that say, you know what makes me mad, or an example, Undertaker Freak 1127 has this whole, what gives me the red ass. Well, this is just pisses me off, makes me mad. Um, like I said, people complain about piddly ass shit. Okay, and that happens a lot here where I live in Southern California. Okay, I'll give you an example. Where I'm at right now is I'm doing overnight security at Honda Plaza in Little Tokyo. Um, Down the street there, because over here, okay, over here is Central Avenue. Over here is Alameda Street. Behind me is 2nd Street. Okay? Over here in Alameda, just up the street on 2nd, between 2nd and Temple. No. 1st and Temple. Okay, between 1st and Temple is the Gold Line Station, the Little Tokyo Arts District Gold Line Station. And across the street from that, there's the corner of First and Alameda, you have a place called Senior Fish, the Japanese American National Museum, the Gold Line Station, and a group of condominiums. Now, the Gold Line, once it gets to First and Alameda, it turns on First and goes straight up First towards East Los Angeles. Now, when it makes that turn, it makes some sounds that normally a train would make when making a turn. And people over here at the condos complain about it because sometimes it's late at night. Matter of fact, I think there's maybe a couple more trains going to be going by anytime between the next hour and a half. Because right now it's 12:58 a.m. as the time I'm making this video, and I know pretty sure there's going to be a couple of them going on. And then in a few hours, when the Gold Line starts up again, it's going to be doing it again. And like I said, it's going to piss off some people, but you know what? It's stupid. You're complaining about stupid shit. I mean, when LA first started doing light rail system, which was, let me look that up. Let's see here. Google. LA Blue Line. Okay, it's actually on Wikipedia. Interesting. Okay, the Blue Line goes from downtown LA to Long Beach. It started July 14th, 1990. I was just finishing up my junior year in high school then. But yeah, it started up in 1990, and right now it's 2013, so it's about 23 years old. It goes through rural areas of Los Angeles. It goes through downtown. Then it goes through Watts, Compton, Long Beach, residential areas, and people have not complained about it. They then opened up the Red Line, which now could be either the red or purple line because it goes to two different areas. When they first opened up the Red Line, went from Union Station up here to MacArthur Park, which is near where I live. Um, then it's expanded from MacArthur Park to got one more stop at Wilshire, Vermont, and then it breaks off. From there, it breaks off. The red line goes directly to North Hollywood. The purple line goes to Wilshire and Western. Let's see here. Then they open up the green line. Green line goes mostly along the 105 freeway. Oh, and the red and purple lines they're subways, so there's nothing bothering people. Matter of fact, when they were building it, they had to drain the lake at MacArthur Park, and that was actually a bad idea considering that there was a lot of, there was a lot of things, a lot of different things, if you know what I mean, inside the lake. I mean, yeah, there was shopping carts up. There was also dead bodies. Both human and others. Human and animal. Let's see. Like I said, they built the green line, which goes along. This one goes along mostly along the 105 freeway, and no problems there. Then, let's see here. They started up a bus route that does the same thing as a train. Matter of fact, it's after the gold line, there's one that, not gold line, after the red line ends in North Hollywood, there's another one called the orange line. Is a bus that goes from North Hollywood to I think it goes as far as Northridge, which is in the valley, San Fernando Valley. My niece takes an orange line whenever she goes to school, because she goes to school at Columbia College of Hollywood. That started where people were starting to complain because it was running late. People were they didn't. It was pretty. It was quiet. It was a bus. It was running quietly, but there were times where it would honk the horn. People were getting a little upset about it. Then there was the orange line. Then there was the gold line. Well, they also have the silver line, but that goes from where does that run? There's another one. It runs to El Monte, and from somewhere here in LA, or the LA area. But then they opened up the gold line. Gold line originally ran from Union Station out to Pasadena. Then they expanded to East LA. Last stop was the Indiana Street Station. Well, it does go through rural areas, and they were all like, okay, we've run this shit through rural areas before. We've run it through Watts, Compton, and whatnot. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that the difference between the people in... There goes a gold line right now. It's turning on, it's either turning onto first or turning from first, so either it's heading north or southbound. Don't know. The difference of the people that live in Watts and Compton and the people that live in like the over here and in the like the Pasadena area, very different in terms of their tastes. Whereas the people in Watts and Compton, they didn't give a rat's ass about the whole blue line thing. But people in over here and in the Pasadena area seem to be kind of people that would complain if they were buried with the wrong shovel, if you know what I they have the giant stick up their asses. Um, but they complained. They complained about the buses being the trains being noisy, and I'm like, okay. And it's just mainly. It's mainly here in LA. Oh, and also there's another rail line that goes from where the Blue Line starts, was at Seventh and Metro Stand, the Seventh and Metro Station, Seventh Figueroa area, goes out to Culver City, and it's called the Expo Line. It's the only one that's not named after. It's the only one that's not named after color. But that one goes through rural and residential areas, and people complain about that. I think about it like this: other cities have outside trains and stuff like that, and you don't hear people complain about them. Matter of fact, I think the New York City rail lines run 24 hours a day. We really can't do that because of the fact that we have a high homeless population, and homeless people be riding the rails pretty much all the time, and we don't want that. Over in New York, it's like, I think it's 24 hours. I think that's, at least that's what someone told me. Could have changed since then, but you know, and people in New York, they don't complain. I don't hear anything about people in New York complaining about, oh, the trains are so loud, or even in Chicago, St. Louis, all those other cities that have major transportation, public transportation train things. Here in LA, it's just like people complain about stupid shit. Me, I complain. Yeah, I do complain about stupid shit, but at least mine are justified. And I don't complain about piddly ass stuff too much. So yeah, that's one of the things that really makes me mad, is that people complain about stupid shit. At least stupid in my opinion. This is Love Jazz, and thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Take care of yourselves.
You think you know me?